Hi, I'm Sonia Choquette. Thank you for tuning into my channel. And if you're new to my channel, I'm excited to welcome you here. Today I'm going to talk about how to use your intuition to improve a relationship that seems to be really stuck or is not going well or just isn't flowing the way you want. God knows we all get into those. It might be with a significant other, it might be with a child, it might be with a coworker, it might be with an ex-partner. We're going to run into these situations in life where no matter what or how hard we try or what good intentions we have, we're just not communicating in any kind of a productive, happy way. So why am I in this and how can I improve it? I mean, this is almost 100% the focus of all of my intuitive coaching classes. I'm always helping someone somewhere create a better connection, relationship, or outcome, because that's what intuition is designed for. It's to help us have a good relationship with life, with the people in our life, a good relationship with ourselves, a good relationship with the people that we live with, our community with, a good relationship with the families that we've inherited, that we are stuck with, and the ones we marry into. And it's just, we need that inner sense, that sixth sense, to help understand and experience ways to have a positive connection beyond what is obvious. So the first thing we have to recognize is that your intuition is a feeling faculty, but that doesn't mean it's an emotional faculty, okay? So if you have a lot of strong emotion on someone, like resentment, anger, bitterness, judgment, righteousness, the cornucopia of all the feelings people bring out in us, you have to resolve those or temper them a little bit before you're going to get into the intuitive guidance that will help you have a better connection. So what we do with that is you have to recognize that all those aggravated emotions or reactive emotions are going to release adrenaline and cortisol in your body and flood you and put you in fight or flight. So you need to move that energy through a little bit before you're going to even get to any kind of a clear intuitive insight. So here's some tips. The first is take a shower. It seems to have this incredible ability to remove and lower the adrenaline, the cortisol, the reactivity, the charge, because we have auric fields. In fact, if you rub your hands together like this, shake your hands out, you can feel the energy between your hands. It's like a field around us, and that energetic field holds energy. And if that energy is in negative interaction, we've got to clear it. Consider a shower like a rainstorm. You know how after a very good fresh rain, the air feels so fresh and clear? It has grounded all the pollution. It has cleared and that's the same that occurs in a shower. So that would be one thing to do. Don't try to get in tune with your intuition in an agitated place. Go take a shower, and it's even better than a bath because it kind of keeps the energy moving out of you. And so that would be first. Another thing you can do is move your body physically, because it's full of fight or flight. So you might as well let that energy go to some work by taking a walk around the block or cleaning the house. That's another really good one. Organize a drawer. Do a project that's grounding, because it takes all that agitated energy, all that reactivity, all that frustration, all that mental battling and conversation, and it quiets it down. So a walk is helpful, but if you go on a walk, make the walk not but just moving your body through a neighborhood while your head's preoccupied with the storm. Notice things on the walk. Say things out loud. There's the tree. There's the car. There's the bakery. There's the barking dog. Because that helps you stay centered, present, focused, and lets the energy move. So I think the walk should be as long as possible. And with the idea that you're draining all the agitation and frustration and reactivity and anger and story, because you can't get to your intuition if you're consumed with story. Like I'll tell you why you're that. I know what's happening. The ego likes to have its own version, and that version makes everyone wrong and you right, and it makes everyone a jerk and you the victim. And we can all indulge in that for a while, and of course it's fine to have your strong emotions, but don't be convinced or deluded into thinking your perception is accurate. It's just a biased experience perception. So you want to go for the walk. And another thing you can do to bring down and clear out the negative confusion so you can get to your intuition is to really identify what you're angry or upset about. Now, it comes in layers. So you can say, I'm angry that I'm not heard. I'm angry I'm not appreciated. I'm angry I'm taken advantage of. I'm angry that my boundaries aren't respected. But after a while, talk about what your fears are. Like, I'm fearful that I'm not appreciated. I fear I'm not loved. I fear I'm not valued. I fear that I'm invisible. Those come next. And then the next level is, what conclusions are you telling yourself? Because this is where we really need to clear the decks. And this could be done verbally. It could be done in the shower, while on a walk, or writing. It's another way to purge energy. And you want to be clear that at the end of all that anger and fear, you're not drawing a wrong conclusion, which is, I'm not worthwhile. I am unlovable. I am dismissible. I am being intentionally hurt. I mean, that's super easy to get entrenched in, and that just creates absolutely no access to any real accurate perception or possibility to move a relationship to a better frequency or a better place. So this takes some attention and time, but goodness knows being stuck and frustrated takes all of your attention and energy and keeps you really upset. So this is worthwhile. Now, you have to ask yourself, am I willing to have some intuitive insight? Because that means I have to give up my perceptions to be available for new ones. And this, I think, is the biggest reason why our intuition doesn't work for us. We get so righteously indignant and so immensely connected and convinced that our perceptions are who we are, that it becomes really difficult to let them go. Now, please understand, your perceptions, your ideas, your beliefs, your feelings are not who you are. They are points of view that you're holding temporarily, and they are not and do not define your value and your sovereignty as a person. This is the biggest trick. This is the biggest nut to swallow. My beliefs, I don't want to give them up because I believe I'm giving myself up. Well, I know that's convincing, but it's actually blocking you from hearing or receiving any kind of insight or guidance that could really help things heal. So you have to ask yourself, am I prepared to at least park it in neutral? At least let my perception say, wow, they are pretty strong and convincing, but they may not be accurate, or at least completely accurate. So once you can get into a neutral physical space and a neutral mental space, you actually now have put yourself in a position to be intuitively guided. You have to do some prep work. And then again, the biggest key is, do I want and am I available to guidance, to direction, to insights that are other than the way I perceive things from my ego point of view? And if you are, then you can ask your spirit, your divine self, your inner self, your authentic self that isn't diminished and challenged and triggered. That's your infinite inner light. You can ask, what am I missing here? What am I confused about? What do I need to know that will help me have a peaceful connection, a successful movement forward? Now, I think it's important for you to make sure you're on the right channel. So we've already emptied all the things that your head says. So what you want to do is put your hand on your heart, and you want to take a breath, and you want to say out loud, my heart says, and just kind of speak quickly, spontaneously, extemporaneously. If you get too bogged down and you're withholding and you can't answer too quickly, you're up in your head again. So my heart says, or my inner guidance says, that what this is really about is, or the solution is, or what I'm missing is, and just let it flow with the understanding that you don't have to pay attention to it, but just express it. Just see what comes up spontaneously. What does my heart say about this? And you don't, like I said, you don't have to swallow it hook, line, and sinker. Just consider it. Just consider it. For example, I had a woman who was just absolutely convinced that her husband was having an affair. And she had been so upset, so beyond inconsolable and agitated and afraid. But when she emptied it all out, and she said, my heart says, she said, he's hiding something because he thinks if I know, I'll leave him. And it's not about another woman, it's about his health. Because he feels if I know he's not well, he won't see me as a person worth sticking with. And it found out that he actually had been diagnosed with prostate cancer and didn't want to tell her. He was so convinced that that would be a reason to discard him. So she got this insight that this isn't about another woman, or he's distancing, he's hiding something, but it's not that. It's a vulnerability on his part. And she didn't get prostate cancer, but she did get, he's hiding something about his own vulnerabilities or health. And so she kindly said, I think we need to talk, instead of going after him, convinced he's cheating on her. And she said, I feel you're withholding something, and I love you and feel not close. Is there something you want to share? Now, this took a couple efforts before he finally fessed up. And she was so sad that he was going through this all by himself and not letting her in, but it actually elevated their relationship to a much more intimate level. And it took some effort for her to calm down and get clear, but she said, you know what, my intuition did guide me once I applied the steps that you suggested. So again, if you want a relationship or some connection to improve, it's because it can do that if you get more accurate insight on what's really going on. And that's what intuition's about, okay? So clear all the agitation, take a shower, go for a walk, write it down, and then ask yourself, do I really want to learn something new? Because that's another indication that it's real intuition. Am I available? Really available, not just to be right and indignant, but to be enlightened, to be guided, to be shown something. And if you do, and you say, my heart says, and you're very sincere, it will give you guidance. Your intuition will guide you because it's natural. It's part of all of us. Set up the right conditions and it'll work for you. So I hope this helps you. If there's an element in your life or a person, a situation where things are difficult and you just don't know what to do, try this. You have nothing to lose. And believe me, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. If you're new to my channel and you've enjoyed this conversation and you really think it might be useful, I invite you to please subscribe and stick with me and tell your friends. In fact, let someone that you're having a difficult relationship with watch this, and then both of you try it. That's a really exciting way to move things forward. Okay, everybody, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you watching, and I send you all my love. Bye, everyone.